Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. This is Mrs. Yonks, aka Tyler Yonker with Open DAO. We are here with our first Marketing Alliance panel. Super excited to This is Mrs. Yonks, aka Tyler Yonker with Open DAO. We are here with our first Marketing Alliance
I'm streaming live in the background.
Woo. Okay. Sorry, I had it going in the background. Technical difficulties, live streaming. Okay, so we're here on our first Open DAO Marketing Alliance. Super excited to have a great panel here. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, please leave us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments for the panel, we do monitor that. So we'd love any feedback that you have. So with that panel, we got a lot of stuff to get through. I'm going to go through and just calling everybody for just a 30-second super quick intro. Then we're going to get into the meat of it. So Yonks, please give us a 30-second intro.
Full-time in DAOs, love what we've got going on here. The Open DAO SOS community is absolutely on fire. This is already the second time that Jeremy and I have been on, and he's got a lot of stuff that he's prepared. So really looking forward to hearing some of his vision for how that we can deliver here in 2022, because WAGME 2022, everybody, and that's all that I got right now.
Great. Imani, give us a 30-second intro.
Hey guys, my name's eMoney2Zips. I am going to be all over the place. You'll see me all the time. I love DAOs, and I am here to help make us all as successful as possible. And I'm really excited to work with people like Jeremy, who clearly know a hell of a lot more than I do.
Cool. Head Poncho, give us a 30-second intro.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I am a moderator here in the Discord, and my job is really just to make sure that everyone remains cordial and, treats each other with respect. And so far, pretty much everyone's doing a great job of that. So I just want to say thank you. Love you guys. Wag me.
Awesome. Welcome. Glad you're here. Mason, welcome to the stage. Give us a 30-second intro. Mason, are you there? All right. Mason can't talk right now. I think it's Yuan or Juan. I apologize for mispronouncing that. Welcome to the stage. Give us a 30-second intro.
Yeah, it's Ewan, aka Pray First. I just do graphics and motion design in the music industry. You guys work real fast, so basically I'm just here to see it all go down and see if I can jump in.
Great, glad you're here. And last but very not least, our resident genius, Jeremy Reichner. Jeremy, please give us a 30-second intro.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, whenever you're seeing this live stream. I'm Jeremy Reichner here, and I have with me about 20 years of experience in marketing, Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. I'm really excited to participate and try to help Open DAO SOS go to the moon, as they say, or at least try to take it from where we are right now and help it advance towards the next step that are on our way. So thank you all for joining, and let's get started.
Great. Well, Jeremy, I'd like to kick it back to you first. So let's talk about your overall vision for marketing. We'd love to hear your ideas and what are you thinking about for the marketing team?
Okay, so first of all, I want us to set down a foundation. So right now, we need to look at where are we today. So we are about more than a week from our initial airdrop launch. We have more than 58,000 people on Discord. We have 210,000 plus wallet holders with SOS tokens. We have a market cap that's how much? $300+ million or so. And so we have a great starting point. So usually people start from scratch. Startups start from scratch. They go in their garage. They try to hustle. They build a business plan. They go to angels to try to raise the first round of investment for the seed money. And then slowly they mature. they go to the next round of funding. And in order to reach from zero to market caps as such as we have today, it can take months or years. And most of them won't make it this far, right? The numbers are very clear. More than 90% of the startups, they won't survive. Like any other businesses, they won't survive the first year. So we had a great start, great head start. It's very rare, even the Web3 space, which is also very fast and very comes with a lot of shortcuts. So I want us to do whatever we need to do to try to keep the momentum going. We have a fast train that's going fast, and we want to try to keep it on track as much as possible. And in order for that to be done, we need all of your help. We need all of us to come together, and each one of us comes with his own experience, his own contacts, his own hobbies. And we have plenty of people in the Discord that have backgrounds in marketing and different aspects of marketing. That's why we're here today. I want us to have a brief overview of the different branches of the marketing that we'll need to handle. It's a big machine. There are a lot of people involved. There's a lot of noise already created on social media, and we will need to handle it and try to find a way to keep a record of everything which is going on. So once again, I want to thank all the participants today. We have about close to 10 people right now in the Zoom itself, plus I'm sure we have plenty of people also on YouTube and other platforms where this will be streamed live. As well, I'm sure of plenty of people that were going to watch the recording, because we know that it's a Sunday and some of those people in the Discord might be right now in the middle of the night or in the middle of the early morning, or busy with their kids, or wherever you have other things to do, which is completely fine. So don't feel bad about it, and don't feel bad about yourself. We respect your time, all of us. So I want also to think about the fact that we have about, in the Marketing Alliance, more than 100 members that have joined and gave the thumbs up and clicked on the emoji to join the Marketing Alliance. So I think it's really important that most of those people that are in the Marketing Alliance, if you are interested in marketing, if you're interested in helping us together push this train forward of the Open DAO SOS project, then we need you with us. We need to know, right, what you like to do. Where are your strong points? What can you help us with in order to push down the product? Some of you might be very excited about preparing some graphics. If you're a graphic designer, if you're a 3D motion designer, we need you. There are plenty of work to do. We started the Open DAO start with very basic assets. Okay, we started with a simple website, a simple Twitter account, and the airdrop itself. That's more or less that, plus of course the Discord. We already started to establish, thanks to Mr. Yonks over here, a YouTube channel. We started also, thanks to Mr. Yonks again, a LinkedIn page for the Open DAO. Yes, you have a question, Head Poncho, you can jump in.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but some of the members in the Discord are telling me that they're waiting to be let in to our Zoom.
Yes, we have. Yes, I've been messaging them. Just, it's our policy that once we go live, we don't do late admits. Just, it gets really distracting to everybody.
Okay.
So so if you're listening right now, we do always go live at 10 minutes after the start time. We'd love to have you on YouTube, make any comments, give us feedback, but just, it gets really distracting to continuously let people in through the meeting. So if you're going to participate in the future, we'd love to have you here for the first 10 minutes and come on in for the next one.
And make sure to get the Google Calendar too, so that you can stay apprised. And the biggest reason for that is we want to try to optimize the replay value of the live stream experience here, so that when people replay it. So appreciate that. And we are absolutely monitoring the live stream comments. So there's plenty of opportunity to engage, whether on the Zoom or in the YouTube. And I just wanted to give John Hitchcock there on YouTube. It sounded like that your audio, Jeremy, is a little bit scratchy. I don't know if there's something that you can do to potentially enhance that. I was getting that myself. I don't know if anybody else was, but you've got lots of valuable stuff to say. So, and I can appreciate if you might not be able to do that here for today's session, but that was just some of the feedback that we got there. So, back to whomever there.
Thank you all for the feedback, which is very appreciated and important. And we will make sure that towards the next time, everything will be upgraded or improved. And we're going to learn from everything as well, quality-wise and timing-wise. And we want to get each and one of you that wants to participate a chance to participate in the most direct way possible. So if you're not able to join the Zoom meeting right now, you can still join by asking questions inside the Discord or on YouTube, where you can also join the live stream. So we have about 40 minutes today left to try to go over as much as possible regarding the marketing aspects of this program. So I mentioned before we took a little break about different aspects of the program, including a lot of graphic works that needs to be done. There are also a lot of different channels that need to be handled on a day-to-day basis. It includes adding new content. It includes having all the graphics that come with the content. It includes also sometimes writing content, longer form content, shorter form content. It includes also community management, where beside Discord, people are going to comment on those different channels, and we need to address and reply to them. We need to monitor the activity on each one of those channels: LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. A lot of people have been talking and asking about a Telegram group. So this is also something we need to think about, create it. Someone needs to be responsible for that, or a team of people, because once again, it's a big organization. There are people from all over the world, different time zones. So we need a lot of people to be involved and help us with getting everything started. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Jeremy, what's the best? So people have been voicing interest in signing up. What's the best? Where should we direct them to sign up to help?
Okay, so first thing to do, if you are already in the Discord, which I guess you should be, then you want to go into, there's I think an alliance channel on Discord. Maybe Mr. Youngs can show it to us live so you can have a look at this. And over there you go, you can see there are different alliances. So you just have to choose the one that you want to join or that you're interested in, and clicking the emoji, the icon, which is the one next to the one that you want to join. For example, for the Marketing Alliance, we have the monkey. So if you click the monkey, you can see you have 395 people that have clicked the monkey, which means 395 people from the Discord have expressed the first interest into being involved or hearing more about the marketing aspects of the project. So we want all of those 395 people to help, to give their voice, to give their insights, and get involved with the project. I don't care if it's in writing, if it's live, if it's by any means necessary, but we need all of you. Okay, so let's talk and break it down into different parts. So I already mentioned different channels that needs to be managed. Definitely we will have to open a page or an item in the Notion for each one of those channels. Then we also need to think about, once again, the graphics aspects are important. We need also to think about the content writing process. And obviously we will need also to cooperate and coordinate with the other alliances. Now, some decisions will need the involvement of the other alliances. Other decisions might need to be basically sent up the channels even towards a vote on Snapchat. This is part of the process of managing a DAO. It's what makes it so special. So if we go back to the Notion page of the Marketing Alliance, I want us to have a brief look at some kind of a task board that I set up with a few of those items I just mentioned. So if you go down a little bit on the page, you should see the same page over here. Here we go, marketing task. So what I did here, I mentioned a few of those, very initial and basic things we need to think about and discuss. And each one of those tasks over here, of course, can be broken down into smaller parts. And I want us to try to get each of those columns that I have put here needs to be filled up. This will help us in getting things done. So besides my activities as a digital marketing person, I'm also very involved into what's called digital productivity. So helping startups, teams, entrepreneurs, individuals in getting the most out of their ideas and turning them into concrete steps that can be then translated into actions in order to push the ball forward at all times, to keep the momentum. So I want people to get involved. We have to choose who wants to be involved in what will be the priority for each of those items, what is the current status of each of those items, and we can also try to set ourselves some deadlines so that things get done. So this will be a central point where everyone, no matter when you join or where you are, you can all go to Notion and see what are we working on this week? What are we working on this month? Who is doing what? Once we know who is doing what, you can also know who you should contact when you have a comment, when you want to help or you want to be involved in one of those tasks. So this will make it much easier for us to follow along, all of us. Any of you have any questions so far, any comments, please feel free to drop in.
One of the
Mr.
things
Young,
that came
anything?
up,
Yep.
yeah, one of the things that came up during the Operations Alliance here earlier is potentially because for doing task management, and this is something that we'll need to flesh out as far as the capabilities of Notion, but one of the tools that we've used that works very well for task management is Trello. And that's, I think, a good opportunity to potentially explore. And I understand that there's some pretty solid integration that you can do. And one of the things that I think is fabulous about Trello is that it can be effectively utilized to minimize the monthly cost basis. Because one of the things about tools, and Notion definitely falls into cost scope creep, where the more users that you add. So just putting that out there as far as a potential tool for us to explore. And that's one of the things we've got here coming up in a half an hour, the Development Alliance. So anybody that is interested in that will be exploring some of the conversations too there as far as just getting things done. Mrs. Yonks and I are huge fans of the GTD methodology. And so having the tools and just providing the synergy, because there's a lot of opportunities here, a lot of work that needs to be done. So just kind of putting that out there, some ideas.
Very good points. And we're lucky enough to have someone over here, myself, which has been used to actually giving some guidance and tutorials to startups about how to use Notion. So everything that you just mentioned, Mr. Youngs, can actually be done today on Notion. And that's one of the strongest points of Notion, that it is very flexible and can be used in different ways. So it can, and I'll show you right now. So it can be used as a Trello-like, what's called Kanban board. This is the view where you can have a board and you can move things along. So I already, as you were talking about it, already created it. So if we go now and we're going to click, Mr. Youngs, on the default view, you'll see that will open up different views that I have added. A Kanban task board and a calendar view. So if you click on Kanban task board, you will see exactly what you are familiar with from Trello. So you have those little cards and they can be dragged and moved along those different columns. So this is a Trello-like view, and basically you have the same feature that you would have on Trello, so that there is no reason to go to Trello. Basically, we want to try as much as possible to keep everything in one central place, and we have most of those features from other places can be found here as well. Same thing if you click again on the Kanban task board, you will see there is also a calendar view, and this will allow us, although it's right now it's empty, but we will be able also to see when our upcoming deadlines or important dates where we have events or tasks that needs to be addressed. So at each time, once again, every member, every person can go over here and have a look at all the projects from different views, different angles, whichever is more familiar with you or you are more comfortable with. So now we only need to get started and get to fill those things in and start to get some content inside. So if we go back to the initial table view, the default view, so let's have a look and let's talk briefly together about all of those items mentioned here on the left side. So setting up all social media channels. So some of them have already been set up, thanks to Miss Young, that took also the initiative of launching very quickly and efficiently the YouTube channel and the LinkedIn page. That's done. I did mention that a lot of people asked about Telegram, so we need to check that out. Does someone know? I don't think. Do you know? Is there a Telegram channel or group?
There isn't, and that's something.
It's being
go
built
ahead
right now. Sorry, they're talking about building it right now. So I just saw some proposals in the DAO proposal about it. I think it's already passed the 50 likes it needs. I think it's going to be voted on shortly. So.
And on that note, there's we've already got experience implementing a Telegram and Discord bridge that works absolutely fabulous, because that's one of the things that we are committed to as far as, you know, trying to bridge everything together, where whether somebody prefers Telegram or Discord, and that's one of the things that we love about this live streaming format is, you know, the opportunity to bridge everything and make it easy for people to engage in is definitely something that Mrs. Yonks and I are very passionate about. We also have a Facebook. Like right now, this is also streaming to Facebook. So if you're a big Facebook fan, the Open DAO, you can see it right here, and I think that that's something that we've got in the link on the description here too. Yeah, so we've got the link to the main social media channels on there. So not a huge fan of the Facebook, but you know, I know that it has a lot of eyeballs on it. So that's all I got for this right now.
As part of the best practices that we should follow, as soon as one of those channels has been created, we want to make sure that we have at least, I would say, 2, 3, 5 members of the marketing alliance that have shared access to the page, that we are secured, and at each time 24/7 there's someone that can access and take action if needed in one of those channels. This is something we need to think about, take care of it, create a channel, share the permissions, the access with a few of those marketing alliance members, and of course add to the Notion page who is taking care of a certain channel at each time. So we can create basically inside the social media channels, maybe we can create a separate page inside Notion for each of the action channels, and then once we have a page set up for Telegram, another one for LinkedIn, we can put all the information relevant to this channel inside that page. That's one of the other advantages that Notion has, that you can create a page inside the page, inside another page, and different levels, and move things around. So it's very easy to find the right information when you need it. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremy, I had a question from our friend Citronite in the audience. There's another tool called Asana. It's a similar Kanban tool to Notion and Trello. He was asking about that, and he was talking about the dependency feature. So it sounds like you said feature inside a feature. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Asana, but that was a question.
Great question.
The tool.
I love the question that also speaks to someone's own experience in that field. And yes, so Asana is also a very famous project management software used by a lot of companies, which also has a lot of those similar features that we can see with Trello and other such project management softwares. So the answer is regarding dependencies, which is indeed very important. So Notion also has that inside of it. So there is another type of view that's called, I think, the timeline view. So right now, if you can click about, we'll have a live tutorial. Click on the default view, and then you go to add a view. And then you can see there's a timeline view. So click on timeline, you can give it a name. Usually you would just name it timeline view or timeline board. And then basically you will have a way of seeing everything on the timeline. And the way to use it, like the person that asked the question said, is once you have deadlines for different tasks, some tasks might not be started before another one is finished. This is where you have the dependencies. So on the timeline, it will be shown. For example, you have this week we're going to work and we're supposed to finish step 1. And then if this is finished, then we can go and start moving along with step 2. And the same thing, of course, further and further. So the same aspect of a sign-up can also be done over here on Notion. So this is also covered by Notion as well. So we talk, going back to the point I mentioned, we talked about setting up social media channels, giving access to all these channels, and having all the information about the channels in a central place over here on Notion. Next up, this is also, of course, covering the assigning the roles. So who takes care of which channels? So this is true, of course, about each of those channels that I already mentioned: Telegram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and such. Jumping into the next one, so we already are having right now our first weekly meeting. So we will want to try to keep a weekly schedule where we have a weekly meeting. As much as possible, we will try to have those meetings of those alliances on a weekly basis, if possible on the same day every week and the same time every week, so that it's easier for everyone to join, to keep track of everything. And maybe if you are interested and it's relevant to you, so that you'll be able to join different alliances because they're not happening all at the same time. And I think that so far it has been done, at least for the first initial meetings. Next, we have the topics of the finishing all the branding, graphics, branding assets as a whole. So on that side, there's still a lot of work to be done. So some people, including Mr. Youngs, they took the initiative of spontaneously basically taking what we already had so far, the common logo and basic assets that we have available, and using them to create new assets. But maybe we will want also to think about how can we take our existing branding image, our branding pack with certain colors and a certain font and all the aspects that people that are used to work in ad agencies or used to make some branding work or graphical work, I'm sure they're very familiar with. So we want to have, once again, a central place where we want to have exactly the number of the color that we're going to use, the font, the name of the font that we're going to use, because we want to try to have a uniform image across all channels and platforms. It's very important for the quality of our brand. We, once again, the bar is high. We have a very big market cap value. We have a lot of people that are following every post that comes on any channel. So we need to be careful and really take everything seriously.
Yeah.
As much as possible, although we are all here volunteers, we want to try to keep a professional image and only use professional assets of the highest level that we can do and give at each moment. Yes.
I love that. So thanks for sharing that. I wanted to pop in with 2 questions from the audience. Had a question from Dominic, who was asking about resource allocations, and had a question from Fatine about potential student internships. So also a follow-up question from Dominic about the time frame to have a brand book ready. So let's start with Dominic first. Resource allocation and timeline, and then Fatine's question about internships with young folks who want to be involved.
Okay, so resource allocation, this is something that is, once again, in common of most of the alliances. So most of the alliances will have a need for allocating assets that can be distributed to fulfill each one of those tasks and kick them down the road and keep working on them for the next few weeks, months, and even years. So yeah, so this is something very important. Obviously, it's something that needs to be discussed on different levels and together, maybe with the different channels, different alliances, maybe even together also in the AMA, the official AMA that we're going to be later this week. So I'm sure this is something that will be discussed and something that cannot be decided in a minute or two. That's something that will have to be an open conversation with all the rest of the community. But we know, okay, there is already a foundation. The foundation is that assets have been put aside to cover and to allow for whatever requirements will be needed to fulfill what needs to be fulfilled to progress and to advance those tasks and those goals. So rest assured that we should have all the resources that we will need in order to execute our plan into existence. So once again, think about it. At the end, it's like we are a big startup company that just basically went into a IPO or SPAC that's been familiar with in 2021. So we went public. 200,000 plus people gave us a vote of confidence, and right now we have the funds that are available in the multi-sig wallet that are available to cover all of the needs of the different alliances relevant to the project. So this is about that. Regarding students that want to intern at Open DAO. So good news, all of you students, basically you are already, you have an open door here policy where you not only can join as an intern, you can join as a full member, as a senior member, whatever role you want to call yourself. There is here no hierarchy, there is no limits, there is no boundaries. So as long, once again, as you are interested, you're motivated, and you can afford to allocate some time to the project, we all way to help ourselves in making progress on each one of those tasks that needs to be worked on. So yes, please, all of you students, come join us and help us move things forward. Regarding the brand book, so yeah, the brand book, this is something that I would think would need to be discussed between ourselves, together with maybe some people that were involved already in creating the initial launch and airdrop of the Open DAO project. So this is maybe one of the action points, is that we will need to find out who are the people that we need to contact to discuss all those matters. Maybe they will give us the okay to just do it by ourselves and decide for ourselves without any consultation or any using any previous information. Yes, go ahead.
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, excuse me for interrupting you. I just want to let you know we've got about 10 minutes left. Would love to get some action items on the calendar or decisions that we need to make as a team, and then action items. So Young, could you please open up that section of the agenda so we can take notes? And do we want to start with next actions or decisions? What are your thoughts?
So I think we'll take care of the action items once we finish to cover all of the items on the list. So I just want to finish mentioning them. I'm already close to finishing the list. So if you go back to the list a second, if not, I'll bring it up also on my side. So building a content strategy. So building content strategy, we need people that are professionals in that space as well. If you have experience with building content strategies, meaning what kind of content to post, we need to keep discussions going on and updating information on each of those social media channels, right? So right now it's only basically using announcements that are public, made public on Twitter, etc. We want to try to engage in more conversation, start new conversations. So we need someone to have a look at this and give us some topics that can be then used to create content on them. Same thing about building a content calendar. So building content calendar, building content strategy are already action items. So as you see, what's an action item? Something that has a clear goal of getting something done. We're not just talking about concepts here. We're trying to translate them into actionable items. So all of those items here, the list are basically action items one way or another, whether they're from top level or very specific bottom level, but they all are some kind of action items. Next on the list here is setting milestones for monthly, quarterly goals. So yeah, once again, this is something that is a little bit more in the macro aspect of things, but this also needs to be defined. We need to know in what direction we want to go. We need to define our vision and our goals, both in a very concrete manner. So the milestones can be a number, can be we want to get 500,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel by the end of March. This is an example of a clear numbered goal and milestone regarding one of the social media channels. It could be we want to reach an audience of 10 million people in total over the next 3 months. Just giving you ideas of what do I mean by those milestones. And at the end of the list, I had an action item of making a team or a team table of all marketing alliances with roles and expertise, meaning we need to have some kind of a contact list where we have all those 300, or at least the ones from the 300 that want to be actively involved and help. We want to have their name. We want to have, what do they want to be involved with? What's their previous experience, and how to contact them, and they can choose then also the right tasks for them. So those are basically the points I wanted to mention, and now we can start to wrap things up.
Those are all great points, and those are all great points. So thank you so much for all the work that you put together, and that was excellent. So Yanks, could you please go back to the other section where we had the decisions and the next action? So yeah, Jeremy, we would love to get you on a better mic. That was that's just something that we're getting a lot of feedback on, but content was excellent. So what are next actions, Jeremy, that you want us to take, and or what decisions do we need to make or vote on, or however we need to do to get that forward?
Okay, so first of all, we need to finish setting up all the social media channels, and we need to have a place on Notion where we have a list of those channels with the members of the so-called admins of those channels right now. Okay, so that
can we pick, just to keep it simple, can we just pick 1 or 2 social media channels that we need to set up, just to have a call to action to somebody? Because the better that we can just dial it in, because all people, I don't think, can really conceptualize all, because I mean that's a really long list. So like maybe like Instagram, because I actually had somebody reach out to me about adding some Instagram channel that's representing as the Open DAO, and I was like, well, I don't know who is in control of that, so obviously don't want to put out here a channel that we don't have some control over. So that's just one example of an immediate opportunity. Besides Instagram, do you have another social media channel, Jeremy, that we could itemize here?
Highest priority would be Instagram and Telegram. And we can also talk about having a TikTok, maybe.
I would agree with TikTok, social media channel, Instagram, and social media channel. And if there's people, this is just a call out to whomever loves engaging. We know that Instagram, I'm not an Instagrammer myself. So if you're somebody that loves the Instagram, or if you're somebody that has the Open DAO that's already got, I think, 300 or something followers, and that's something that you want to put in control here for the DAO, so that we can engage in that. Because like one of the things that Jeremy was alluding to, the opportunity to have a consistent branding and a consistent message, and the better that we do as far as being consistent across all of our channels. Go ahead, Tyler.
Hey, we got 2 minutes left, so I want to get through this, and I apologize for cutting you guys off, but social media. So Instagram, TikTok, it sounds like eMoney is or knows who is working on Telegram. So it sounds like that is in process.
Important point regarding all the channels, we want to try to have the same username as much as possible. Keep the same identity, same username. So either the OpenDAO or OpenDAO, not trying to have different ones.
There's another company that is already existing as OpenDAO, and our website is the OpenDAO. So I would like to recommend the OpenDAO, partially because they have a lot of the social. This other company, OpenDAO, has a lot of the social media already. So I'd recommend the OpenDAO,
which is in line with the opendao.com, and
of course.
On Twitter it's _OpenDAO. So again, like if somebody's out there that's got the Instagram channel, the OpenDAO, and that's something that we would love to bring in so that we can again get that consistent message across here. So I think that that's some really good outside of decisions. And
I want to mention just a few bullet points just to keep, I know we have to wrap things up, a few very short bullet points. I want us to have 3 to 5 people that will take care of the content strategy. I want us to have 3 to 5 people that want to be involved with the branding and the graphics.
So call out to action. And I want to thank real quick Travel Tech. He's the one that they put together a lot of the banners that we're using here. And it's not like anything set in stone, but having something is better than nothing. And that's what I've got on screen here now. So any final thoughts here? Because we've got the Development Alliance starting here in 5 minutes on this channel. So looking forward to working with the dev team so that we can start delivering and make all of this stuff easier here for fulfilling our mission vision here at the OpenDAO.
If you guys have any ideas, just post them in the Marketing Alliance channel in Discord. We'd love to hear them. We'll respond to them either then or on our next meeting, whatever. And we appreciate all the YouTube engagement. Tons of great questions, comments. Thank you guys so much for being part of this this first meeting. So exciting. And thanks, Jeremy, for all the hard work you put into it. It was really helpful.
Absolutely.
Thank
And
you.
we'll catch up. Send me a friend request, Jeremy, on Discord. I know you've got your DMs closed so that we can sync up and move some of these conversations forward, because we absolutely appreciate the value that you bring with your marketing expertise.
Jeremy, could you also reach out to me as well? I've got some ideas for recruiting, so we can fill out
Perfect.
those.
Sounds good.
Awesome. And Jeremy, reach out to Citronite. He has some great ideas about internship too. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much. Please subscribe to this channel and subscribe to our Google Calendar. It's in the comments so you don't miss anything moving forward. We will make an announcement about our next marketing meeting here pretty soon, and hopefully have a lot more ideas and engagement after that. So thank you so much, everybody. Great job.
Bye.
WAGME 2022. Thanks,
WAGME 2022.
everybody.
Woo!